Hello, hello, hello. I'm literally sweating outside. It's that nice out here. So, hi, Lisa. Okay, so we have a lot to talk about. Let me regroup for a second because we're going to go backtrack to this weekend, okay? And then how it moves forward and how this Taurus season is going to go. If you didn't get a chance to read what I posted this rising, it was about how Aries season really brought up a lot of unhealthy habits, shaking up a lot of our root, our sacral, our solar healing, right? So let me start by saying this. You thought that there was a shift that had happened when spring broke, but the real shift is happening right now. A lot of changes are about to be made because with the energy that we felt from the Mercury retrograde in conjunction with Aries really did this. And yes, everybody was more aware and aligned and vibrant, but it was still like this, okay? Now we are coming to a season that is centered around Earth, the Taurus season. But this also has to do with this week, right? Because you're going to feel it. So things are settling. Everything has been burnt. Anything and everything that needed to rise to the surface to be burnt has been burnt by the Aries season, right? And now the dust is settling. And you know that, and maybe you don't know, that ash it can help fertilize. So now we have the ash settling on the ground and it's fertilizing the things that that needed growth, right? So I want you to take a second before we move on and just notice what unhealthy habits or things came up since the retrograde and Aries were in conjunction together. Basically like all the fucking shit, right? But it felt lighter than winter because winter was just like a long period of darkness. It wasn't that we were in the darkness. The light was shining, but it was shining light on the shadows so that you can make those changes. So like I said, there is going to be a lot of changes that are being made. This week really is starting to invoke the stability that was not that present during Aries. We all know, right? We're not the most stable people, but that's okay because this is giving you a chance to work through that space and create the stability and the integrity. Again, remember the things that have been shaken up during Aries season because those are the things that you're going to see blossom the most, okay? What are those unhealthy habits specifically out of a space of fear, because that's what I keep feeling, have you been acting on or noticing over the last 3 to 4 weeks that now you really truly have made a choice to make changes in your life? This week and Taurus season are going to help you do so. And remember, it may just start to invoke that energy. It may not always, the door may not close right away. Sometimes it takes years, months, years, weeks, whatever, for certain things to close. It's the point that you're actually acting on it now. Okay, so now this is so funny because this has now come up like 4 or 5 times. And Elena's on here, so it's awesome because you're part of it. All weekend, I have been falling into things that have to do with brain health and physical, energetic health, right? Starting from Friday, I had a session with my mentor. You guys know that Mama Vita is my mentor, Vita, reading by Vita. So I had a reading by her. Normally I do mentor sessions, but I had a reading by her. And she confirmed some things that I need to return to in terms of my practice with my clients that improve overall health, okay? Then my father-in-law came home on Saturday to have his first home visit. And you know that he has, well, you may not know, but he has a spinal cord injury and nerve damage. And, you know, a lot of this has to do with, even though it's spinal cord, it still has to do a lot with brain health. Then today I went and visited a friend who owns an alternative therapeutics clinic, who is a neurotherapist, and she works on brain health, which means she helps you literally with a neurofeedback machine recreate certain, or let's say this way, she helps you balance certain brain waves to optimize your brain health and function and performance and focus in this life. So whether it's from behavioral issues or, you know, different issues, or maybe like just for me, I just wanted to maximize my peak performance as a human. So a lot of you know that I had dealt with ADHD for a very long time. Well, the waves that they were showing there showed that I do not function from that space anymore, meaning that I completely healed my ADHD, okay? So these are the types of things that we're noticing in this Taurus season, or even going into this week. It's the roots of healing, right? What are we actually doing for functional and spiritual healing that are benefiting our growth? Because if you are not taking care of, for example, if you think that you're going to manifest something in your life, yet you're continuously living in a space of fear because you're constantly revisiting the same brain pattern or the same energetic pattern that started that fear, you're not going anywhere. You're going to stay exactly where you are, right? So this is like the roots of our healing, okay? And this is another thing too. Now that we're in a space where Mother Nature, at least this part of the world, it's warm and we can spend more time with Mother Nature. Remember, the grounding will physically and energetically heal you. It is a proven fact that when you spend time in Mother Nature, you are connecting to her vibration. I believe it's like a minimum of 10 minutes. You spend time in Mother Nature, you're connecting to her vibration. You are actually energetically healing yourself, because we're all made of energy. Everything is made of energy. You, I, this fucking phone, everything, right? So when you spend time in the source of earth energy, you are healing your earth body and your energetic body and your spiritual body. So this week is you're going to notice what areas you're going to give attention to that will help you build for the rest of your existence, right? The root of our existence, I don't know where my dog's going. The root of our existence, Bo! The root of our existence right now, a majority of people, which is why I put this up on my story, is coming from fear. Even when you're unaware of the fact that you are acting from fear, majority of people are acting from fear. For example, let me just give an example. I was driving on the highway and I was so relaxed that I didn't even realize I was supposed to get over here. And then he ran next door to go play with them. And then I had a fear of missing my exit. So then I was getting panicky and like frantic. And then I noticed that everybody around me was driving crazy, but really it was me acting out of my fear. And once I trusted, okay, I will find the exit to the highway. I will find the exit to the highway exactly where I need to get off. And yes, it took me a little bit further out than I expected. But the point is, we automatically react from fear. People work harder for a fear of needing, or for a fear of not having enough money. You get what I'm saying? People pick up hours, not because they want to work more, but because they want more money and they have a fear that they're going to not have enough money. People exercise for a fear of getting fat or whatever, for fear of not being healthy. So this week, make note of why you do the things that you do, because you're giving yourself, there he goes, you're giving yourself the opportunity to really build a more solid foundation now that all of this fire has settled and you have the soil is fertilized. You're giving yourself the opportunity to have a more fertile foundation and a more stable and integral foundation from noticing why you are doing the things that you're doing. This is why awareness is so important. I just had deja vu because I said this before. Gaining self-awareness is crucial. When you have I don't want to say lack, when you have a blindfold to self-awareness, you are unconsciously walking around and doing things, majority out of trauma, fear, and shame. Okay? So now, this week is going to bring up, and most of this Taurus season is going to give you the opportunity, and it's not like you're going to heal everything, right? We came to this human life to heal, which means we're going to do it until we die. So it's not like we're going to turn superhuman right after this Taurus season. But this Taurus season is really going to give us this opportunity to heal some of those fearful acts and open up some doors to unblocking the blessings that are meant for us because we are acting out of fear. Okay? So even the littlest things, like, I don't know why I saw a bike helmet. Putting a bike helmet on your child, even though they could be like, for example, my son, I'll be honest, I never put a bike helmet on him. He's so fucking good at riding a bike. But my mom, out of fear, was like, you better put a bike helmet on him. He's going to crack his head open, then he'll die. And I was like, damn, like, could you have bestilled any more fear within me? You know? But do you see how people do that even on here? And I've noticed this, and I've talked about this before. Influencers, spiritual healers, whatever the fuck your title is on this social media, a lot of people are still bestilling fear in other people for them to act. But if you are still acting out of fear, then you're still feeding your fear. If you see, I'm going to use this example because this is a huge one right now in America. If you see something being posted about vaccines, most people will then start panicking and act out of fear rather than saying, what conscious choice can I make so that I can make changes in my environment so that I am, bringing the best environment for myself and my family? Somebody asked me this and I'll just answer it. I don't give a fuck what you guys do with your vaccines. I just like that I would just love that everybody has their choice. I do not vaccinate my child. I stopped at 18 months, but somebody asked me that. But it doesn't matter. If you vaccinate, it's not that I'm not going to like you or anything. I don't really care. As long as you're making a choice as a parent, the best choice that you believe, right? But don't come at other people. This is just off subject. Hold on. Let me go off subject for a second. If you are somebody that comes at other people for the choices that they make, I can guarantee you will die with other people coming at you for the choices that you make. When you accept other people, you will feel the same. So those of you who are out here trying to force other people to have the rights over you and your family, you're gonna live in a lot of karma. I'm just letting you know because I see that. Okay, not out of a bad thing. I'm just telling you, you're gonna get it right back. It is what it is. Okay, so back to this week in Taurus season. So remembering that you are acting out of fear or not finding the courage. So there's another thing too that came up that had to do with fear, and it was all this weekend and all with health and all with brain health and all with literally energetic healing. So my husband's aunt introduced to me Brene Brown. I never knew who she was. But she's like a shame therapist, or she studies shame. I hope oh, there he goes. Hold on guys, sorry. No. Sorry, you can't even see outside. Run away. Okay. I have to keep an eye on him, otherwise he runs away. So Brene Brown is she works with shame. I don't know exactly. I know she has a PhD. I'm not sure exactly in what, but she works with shame and fear and courage and things of that nature. But the point of talking about her was that a lot of people are living in a space of fear, which it creates energetically and physically, unhealthy vibrations within your body. So noticing where you are acting out of fear, the bigger things, right? Because there could be multiple things, but there are going to be some things that you actually notice where you're acting out of fear. And it's coming to the surface so that you have the opportunity to start making those changes. Like I said, it may not happen overnight. It may require a lot of other types of therapies, right? Maybe neurofeedback, maybe crystal therapy, Reiki, and moving the energy out through exercise, right? Maybe you're going to meditate more. Maybe you're going to journal more. Whatever it is, you're going to notice whatever that you're drawn to. Okay? So let's get into the cards, because that's what I downloaded so far for this week and this Taurus season. And it just kept a lot with the grounding and the earth and reconnecting to your roots, right? The roots of your existence, of your ancestors, of your healing, of why you are fearful in the first place. Okay? Another thing too is, they want me to tell you this, but I was like, I'm going to wait, but apparently I'm going to tell you. So I will be adding new services to there's services that I used to offer, when Synergy Soul was Bloom with Boom. This is the whole reason why I created this. I incorporated my therapy background with energy healing and crystal healing and Reiki, obviously energy healing, to literally assist in healing ailments and energetic blockages, which I will be soon bringing back once I find a space, because the reason I stopped doing it was because it was getting too heavy in my own house. So I will be bringing those services back. So I'm not sure when, but they for some reason want me to tell you right now. Usually I keep things a secret until I actually do it, but this is something that I'm returning to the roots of my practice. So the roots of my practice are incorporating my physical therapy background with yoga and energy work to bring optimal healing in conjunction with other things. Because I'm not going to say I'm not diagnosing and treating, I'm assisting in your healing process. So that will be in person. So it won't be available online. So anybody who's in the greater Cleveland area, I will have certain locations where you can come a couple times a week to get those services. So I'm really excited about bringing that back. So also that has to do with roots, right? So you'll see also you're going to return to a lot of things in your roots that maybe you thought you needed to put aside, but you're coming back to it. So that was one for me, which I pushed aside for almost a year, which is funny. And then my mentor, I actually had a dream about physical therapy, and I don't want to work in physical therapy again, but I do have that background. But my mentor was like, you need to return to your roots. And I was like, I know, I dreamt it twice. You're just confirming it for the third time. Okay, so let's get into these cards. My butt's sweating. That's how hot it is. This is a piece of selenite somebody literally mined from their own yard. And so I'm really honored to have it. Cleansing the energy of these cards with the energy of this sacred selenite. Commanding my ego to step out of the way, calling in any benevolent spirits that wish to assist in this reading for the collective in behalf of this week. What the fuck is today anyways? April 22nd, happy Earth Day. 2. Somebody tell me what Sunday is going to be. April 29th, 2nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th. 28th? Somebody confirm that. April 28th. Monday, 23rd, Tuesday, 28th. Thank you. Okay. To bring through a message in behalf of the collective, the energy influencing the collective for each day of this week, starting April 22nd, April 23rd, 2019, April 24th, 2019, April 25th, 2019, April 26th, 2019, April 27th, 2019, and April 28th, 2019. I was going to go running before this, but I I got lost on the highway. So then I decided to come home and eat 2 burritos that were healthy burritos, but still. No, I'm still gonna go running though. I'm gonna just pick up my son early from school. Actually, I'm gonna probably pick him up after this so he can go to the park and he can ride his bike. Bo, you're the cutest. We have this little lilac tree that has like a hole in the center, and Bo will lay in the middle of it like it's like his throne. I'll have to show you when we're done. One more shuffle. Shuffle queen. Okay. Monday, 22nd, 2019. Tuesday, April 23rd, 2019. Wednesday, April 24th, 2019. Thursday, April 25th, 2019. Friday, April 26th, 2019. Saturday, April 27th, 2019. Sunday, April 28th, 2019. Today, Monday, the card coming in reverse is the 2 of Pentacles. Balance, time management. Noticing from a space of where you're giving your attention to. Where and what are you giving your attention to? And why are you giving your attention there, right? So it's like that inner, okay, so what I'm feeling from this has to do with work and family life specifically. So there are some people, and they're bringing it to fear. They just showed me the word fear. So they're bringing it to a space of fear, saying that there are some people who are giving too much time and effort to work out of fear of not being able to financially support or be stable in their life. So you are taking time and attention away from your family rather than giving that time and attention to your family. Again, they just showed me something else. So there's a lot of people who have been spending a lot of time on social media more than normal. This is your opportunity to pull back and be more present in your own life. Okay, let's go a little bit deeper into this because I noticed, right, how even as myself that I think being in the business of social media, being like quote unquote an influencer, or even those who are being guided by others on social media, we find ourselves always on here or feeling that FOMO, fear of missing out if we're not here. But what you're actually missing out is your own life and what is actually meant for you by being present in the moment rather than always being here. If you notice, I have pulled back from social media quite a bit. Not intentionally, it was a force. Like I kept feeling really boxed in by social media, and then I had a fear of losing money, right? Because I make all my money from connecting here, right? So then I had a fear of not making enough money because I'm not on social media enough. But then, so you see how that came. So you have to trust that when being present in your life, you'll be guided to do what it is exactly that is meant for you and your growth. You're not going to miss anything out. What you're going to miss is if you keep putting yourself in situations where you're forcing yourself to do things out of fear of missing out on other things or fear of not having enough because you're not doing enough. That is a lack mentality, and you're actually creating more patterns of lack by doing so. Okay? Tuesday. For some reason I was going to say February. Tuesday, April 23rd, 2019 is the release of feeling this competitiveness, right? Like you have worked so hard to get where you were or are in life. And this feeling of like needing to compete or whatever, maybe even with yourself, or that feeling of like lack of self, you're going to notice it. You're going to notice that you are enough. You're going to notice that you're not lacking anything. You're going to notice that there is no reason to compete with anybody, right? When you compete with somebody, you always show up less. You will always show up less. You know why? Because you take your attention away from, Tuesday is the seven of wands. So you will always take your attention, it's reversed. You will always take your attention away from your greatness when you try to compete with somebody else's greatness. Okay? One thing that came up while I was driving was those who do not see your greatness or only share your lack of greatness is because they don't see their own greatness. So instead of only seeing, when you see the, how do I want to put this? When you see the lack in somebody else, it's because you're recognizing it in yourself that you're lacking somewhere, right? So there is no competition. There is no need to stand your ground. You're already standing your ground by choosing to be more present in your own life, choosing to overcome your fear, choosing to make the changes necessary so that you're not continuously reenacting the same constant patterns, whether they're brain, whether they're action, whatever level you want to look at them as. So that you're not constantly repeating those same patterns, okay? Wednesday, the 24th of April 2019, you're like ready to charge forth with something that okay, I'm ready to take on what is necessary. But one thing with this is, don't rush into it, right? In order to truly build a strong foundation of stability and integrity, you have to take your time. You cannot rush with things that need your time and effort, right? So don't rush to fertilize something and then over-fertilize it and then say, oh, I didn't really want this. This is so funny. They just showed me something that I was going to petition to Oya, so I need to change it because they're like, you're not going to be ready for that. And I'm going to be like, okay. So make sure that you are not over-fertilizing something that you are not ready for. But again, if you are not fertilizing something out of fear, this is something that Brene Brown said that really sticks to me. If you have a fear of failure, you will never live up to your highest greatness. She didn't say it exactly like that, but I felt like that's how it should be said. Because you will not live to your full potential if you have a fear of failure. You will fail. You will fail over and fucking over and fucking over and over and over and over and over. And you're going to fail again, and you're going to fail some more. And you're going to fail over here, and you're going to fail over there. But if you have a fear of failure, you'll never act. And if you never act, then you'll never live to your fullest potential. The point is that charging forth, releasing, first of all, making sure you're not moving too fast, but also making sure that you're not just not moving because of your fear of failure. You're going to fucking fail. You are going to fail. And it's going to be the best failure you ever had because you're going to learn shit from it, and you're going to do even better than you were doing before because you failed. Got it? If you are fearing failure, you will never grow. Thursday, the date, the 25th of 2019, April 25th, the Magician, okay? The tools are present to you. Look at him. Do you see how he just does that? He hops through this little tiny crack that his fat body can fit through because he's like a contortionist. Here he is. He knows I'm doing the reading, making his presence. So anyways, you have the necessary tools. This is how they're presenting it. It's so funny. I just saw people gardening. So you have the necessary tools. You have the hoe, you have the fertilizer, you have all those things. Now take your time and make sure you are spacing it out correctly, right? Make sure that you're not just using the tools because you have them. You're using the tools to the best of their capability, not half-assing your life. That half-assing comes from Aries. We're going to push that shit off, okay? We're going to do things to the full of their potential and be super organized. Hi, baby. And be organized and grounded in the way that we do things from here on out. Well, not here on out. We're going to use this energy for the Taurus season and this week. So a lot of this week will also be Aries season. Or Taurus season, sorry. A lot of this reading from this week, which I already said, is Taurus season also. So this space of recognizing that you have all that you need, that you are not lacking anything, but also that you don't have to rush, that you need to take your time and contemplate and make sure that you're also not acting out of fear or holding back from a space of fear, okay? This is also coming up as a manifesting and in the growth. So this right here to me is representing like the Mayflower growth, the growth that you're going to gain from this Taurus season, from connecting with that earth energy and your roots, and really giving time and attention, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, energetic healing, and doing that really deeper work. Remember, the growth happens in the darkness. If you did not read my post, I posted about how the growth, the seeds have been planted and they grow in the dark first before they hit the light. So that is also this, right? It's like new beginnings, those manifestations, those things are happening. But make sure that you're fertilizing and you're not over fertilizing, that you're not over fertilizing out of fear, that you're not fertilizing enough out of fear. And a lot has to do with fear. I'm going to tell you, I can feel that. Friday, the 26th, 2019, the Ace of Pentacles, the opportunities for many things, right? The opportunities for more inspiration, the opportunities for creative project, the opportunities to connect deeper with your intuition, your trust, the opportunities to heal from a rooted level, from that earth level, okay? So it's also showing that even though we have all these opportunities, there are still mountains to overcome. So again, if you are not acting out of fear of failure, you will fail. You will never meet your fullest potential, because you have to trust that you will always fail. Okay. So these are opportunities presenting themselves. It's like that. Okay. Like, hey, there is so much going on, which there is. There's a lot of changes happening energetically in the ether. I cannot tell you the ether world, what it looks like right now, because it's fucking insane. Not in a bad way, but in a great way. And a lot of opportunities presenting itself for you to change. A lot of opportunities presenting itself for you to heal from many things that have to do with your root. Saturday, the 27th, 2019, the Temperance card. When it's in reverse, I always feel like inner calling, that inner healing, returning to to yourself, right? It's like you got to pour back into yourself, but you have to also realize like where are you giving your attention to when it comes to your own healing? What type of healing are you doing for yourself? Bringing awareness to the other opportunities that you have to give yourself and others in your life in order to heal and connect to the awareness, so that you can recognize what you're growing, what your growth looks like, or what your elevation is looking like, or what you're still holding on to, or where your blockages are. Give me 1 second, because something was coming through. Okay, so what I just saw was like the sun shining behind a cloud. Like there's a space of cloudiness, but slowly as that cloud moves, the sun is going, it's like that clarity, right? You know how when people are spending time outside, you feel so clear, you feel so vibrant. So it's that returning to that space so that you have the clarity of what it is that you need to give attention to pour back into yourself, so that you are feeling a space of whole, because you always are whole. It's just whether you feel that space or not. There's little chunky boy. Sunday, April 28th, 2019, the Page of Swords. When I see the Page of Swords, what I see his face look like is like, he's like, all right, I'm ready to do it. I know there's going to be a lot of effort that is required of me. In that space where it says effort, right? It's also making sure you don't burn yourself out. And not be over controlling with things in your life. That's something that just came up from this as being Taurus season, is Taurus, they love their fucking way. They like it their way. It's their way or the motherfucking highway. Don't tell them any other way. So watch that this is what this also is bringing up, that watch when you have a sense of wanting to control something because you have lack of control in another area. Rather than attempting to control something, surrender to the space that you are in. It gives you the opportunity to receive what is meant for you when you surrender, and then you also release any resistance that you created from trying or attempting to control the specific situation. Okay? We're going to have some major growth, like I said, happening, some major blossoming in this season. So take your time with yourself. Really manage your time wisely. I want to tell you to meditate even more than you have ever meditated in your fucking life. But also, this is something, like I said before, that remember, just reading something does not activate your healing. And I talked about this during last, I don't know if it was the full moon, maybe it was a full moon reading. You can't just read something and then heal. You must take action. So when it comes to your healing journey, remember there are multiple ways to heal. Whether it's the foods that you eat, whether you choose an energy worker, whether you choose, again, neurofeedback, whether you choose conventional medicine, whatever it is, remember, you cannot just sit there and think about something. You have to act. This is the time to act. So if you've been thinking about going to see that Reiki practitioner because you know it would help your anxiety or whatever, then do it. If you've been thinking about taking different supplements or getting your blood drawn, but for you, you're like, that costs too much money, yet you're going to spend money on your phone, set your priorities straight. This is also this card today, right? This card is setting your motherfucking priorities straight to what you want in this life. If you want this and this and this, you better be ready to sacrifice this over here. Because if this means more to you, but you're making excuses that you don't have the time or you don't have the finances or you don't have this or that, you'll never gain. You're going to continuously make excuses. Do you know how many times I have seen people, it's every day, and I even catch myself, obviously, right? Because I'm human. I catch so many people, specifically when it comes to mental health. This is huge. I catch anybody who tells me, but I am dealing with this mental health issue, is making an excuse for their mental health issue. I don't care what anybody else says. I have a very unconventional way of thinking about mental health, and I get a lot of backlash for it. I don't fucking care. I healed my mental health, and I know for a fact that continuously making excuses for why you have the mental health issues that you have will only keep you there longer. People love excuses. This is an opportunity for you to set your priorities straight, to ground your energy, to work on the rooted issues of your fear, to work on the root of your pain, to work on the root of your trauma, to work on the root of your shame, whatever it is. These are the opportunities that you have. When you keep making excuses, it doesn't have to just do with mental health, but that's a huge one. When you keep making excuses, you are only hurting yourself more. You're not helping. Nobody else gives a fuck, to be honest. They're over here taking care of themselves. So for you running around in a circle, continuously complaining about things or making excuses, nobody really fucking cares. You have to be the one to care. You have to be the one to care the most in order for you to make the changes, right? If you don't care, nobody else will. And then you're going to feel even more alone because you're making excuses for why you can't get down to the rooted issues, or why you don't have enough money, but you have enough money to buy this or shoes or that, right? That people love excuses. I am not the practitioner, the reader, the psychic medium for you to work with if you want to give me excuses, because I'm going to tell you like it fucking is, and you're not going to like it, or you will, because a lot of my clients love the fact that I am super real and blunt with them. You don't really have a choice, because that's how I channel and that's how I work. So if you are somebody who wants to be cushioned, you better find a practitioner that cushions you, because this is not the place to do so. Okay? Also, I see a lot of people are DMing me about how to book sessions. I'm going to put that back up in my story. I guess I should make it a daily or weekly thing to put on my story, how to book your sessions, because it's directly on there. I understand that people are busy, but I don't get why adults don't read directions, because the directions are in big fucking letters on how to book your sessions. Now, remember, I'm also going to be offering, actually re-adding my my physical healing, my medical intuitive healing over the next couple months. So it's not anything that's going to happen right away. Just apparently they wanted me to put it out there. Usually they tell me don't tell anybody anything, but they wanted me to put it out there. So yeah, that's that. So thank you everybody for joining me for this weekly energy forecast and also this tarot season energy forecast. I will be uploading this to YouTube as soon as possible. By the way, I got that new iPad and it is fire. Cheers to Taurus season. Cheers to this week. Cheers to growth. Cheers to healing. Cheers to overcoming fear. Cheers to less shame. Cheers to fucking actually healing our brains, our bodies, our souls, in ether, our mental health, and our emotional health. Ashe.